Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Agus Baharudin and I would like to introduce our research topic entitled Development and Validations of a Low-Cost Data Acquisition System for Automotive Engine Sensors. Outline, the first we will talk about the background and motivations and research objectives and novelty, system design and key parameters, and the next one we will talk about the experimental setup, results, sensor accuracy and waveform comparisons, and then analysis and limitations, and the last one is conclusion and future work. Background and motivations. Background for the research. Engine test stands require simultaneous observations of multiple sensors. Uh, However, in educational purposes, conventional tools such as multimeters and oscilloscopes are mainly single channel and not time synchronized. Continuous multi-sensor logging is rarely available in vocational laboratories. Because of these situations, this limits data-driven analysis of engine behavior for teaching and experimental purposes. And motivation for the research is need for a low-cost multi-channel platforms to acquire engine sensor data and should support time-stamped logging and flexible post-processing. And the third, must interface with commonly used sensor in the automotive engine stands, such as TPS or the throttle position sensor, intake air temperature, manifold absolute pressure, engine coolant temperature, oxygen sensor, crankshaft and camshaft position sensor, and the last one for the knock sensors. The target users for our device or prototype is vocational and undergraduate laboratories focusing on diagnostic and engine management. Research objectives and novelty. The first, our research objective is to develop a prototype for logger for automotive engine sensors, integrate signal conditioning, RTC or time stamping, and micro SD logging, experimentally validate accuracy versus multimeter analog, and of practical novelty is about mixed analog inductive acquisitions in a single low-cost unit with PC or Android access suitable for educations. System designs and key parameters. So this is our diagrams, electrical diagram for our prototypes. So for this device, the system architecture as follows. First, sensors will send signal to signal conditioning circuits. Will be mainly ESP32 microcontroller. This ISP acquires analog and digital channels and communicate with the RTC and the micro SD for CSV data. Optional link to PC, such as USB and serial, and also using by Bluetooth. Signal conditioning and firmware. Signal conditioning and firmware parameters. The first analog sensors ranging from 0 to 5 volt because it's analog, scaled to a ESP32 analog to digital converter range using resistor dividers, CKP and CMP for the digital signals, and Knox sensors. For the firmware, analog samplings at 100 samples with the RTC timestamps, snapshot or buffer mechanism for fast waveforms prior to the SD card write. Experimental setup. So our test bed is by using the automotive engine stands, and in this type is K3VE engines. Sensor monitored is about TPS, IIT, MAP, ECT, O2, CKP, CMP, and Knox sensors. Reference instruments. We will also measure the output of this sensor by using the digital multimeter for analog voltage and digital oscilloscope for the digital sensors. As you can see in the slide, the sensor will be the output of the sensor will be transferred into the AQ or digital or data acquisition hardware, and then it will be processed and can be delivered or can be connected to the phones by using the Bluetooth. So this is the device designs. As you can see that we try to make it as simple as possible. So by using there is just a simple designs such as like on off button to on or off the device, port USB-C to communicate with the PC, micro SD to storage the data, and LED to know the status of the device. Okay, this is the results. So the sensor evaluated RTP as I mentioned before. So after collecting the data for 3 times experiments and then in the different RPM starting from idle 2000 and 3000s, as you can see that for the example, this is the TPS and MAP sensors. Take home points, the IQ system reproduced TPS and MAP voltage very closely compared to the multimeter. Most error just below 2%, and it is indicated that our device can read the data with the same amount with the multimeter. Okay, next, this is the other sensor that can be read by our device. The take home points. The first, ECT and IAT also show good agreement with the multimeter. Average error from ranging from the 1 to 1.5%. However, the O2 sensor behaves as a dynamic, low the voltage sickness. Absolute error are higher, ranging from the 5 to 8%. But our device still reproduce the expected operating band. Overall, the IQ system is highly reliable for temperature and pressure channels, while auto sensors is limited mainly by its low amplitude and dynamic nature, which is acceptable for qualitative mixture monitoring in an educational context. So it means that our device can the reading of the output of our device can match with the analog multimeter analog, so it will produce the same amount of the output. So this is the error. Basically, this is the error. As I mentioned before, the highest error produced in the O2 sensors, rising from 7 to 8% at higher RPMs due to low, highly dynamic voltage. Analysis and limitations. High overall agreement with reference instruments. Mean absolute error typically is ranging from 0 to 0.8%. However, for the O2 still higher because like the reasons like I mentioned before. Interpretations. Linear resistor divider scaling and the relatively low bandwidth of this sensor make the low cost device sufficient for the quantitative lab measurements. However, next, this is for the CKP and CMP sensors. Like I mentioned before, the CKP and CMP sensor, because it is the digital sensor, so we try to simulate the data by using the micro SD, and we conduct the post processing signal, and we compare to the oscilloscope reading. So the overall reading from the device and then the oscilloscope still be the same. Digital sensor and Knox results. Data collection method, CKP, CMP, and Knox sensor were accurate in the parallel with the oscilloscope in the different RPM using a snapshot or buffer mode before writing the data to microSD, like I mentioned before. However, CKP limitation. For CKP, polling-based sampling and SD card latency cause aliasing and missing pulses. The recorded digital waveform does not fully match the oscilloscope signal, especially in the higher speed or in the higher RPM. Nature of evaluations, digital and Knox sensor are therefore validated qualitatively. Waveform shape and timing mostly the same between the device and then the oscilloscope, with no numerical error metrics such as the frequency or duty cycles. The next is analysis O2 as a challenging low voltage dynamic signal. Mean absolute ranging from the 7 to 8% in the higher speeds. The IQ still reproduce the expected range volumes. Interpretations. The architecture is well matched to low medium bandwidth signals. High speed pulse timing requires interrupt or timer based acquisitions, and possible a higher effective sampling rate. The next, we will talk about the analysis and limitations. The limitations of our study. The first, validation was performed on a single K3VE engine stand and only 3 steady state speeds, namely idle, 2000 and 3000 RPM. Load changes and transient conditions were not studied. Sampling and timing are constrained. Analog channels use modest sampling rates, while digital channels rely on polling with SD card writes. As I mentioned before, the analog sensor such as the TPS or total position sensor, manifold absorber pressure, and so on, will have the same amount of the output compared to the multimeter readings. However, in terms of the digital signal, such as CKP or crankshaft position sensor, camshaft position sensor, the frequency of the signal is too high for the ESP32 to read, so it will create like lagging. That's why the real time reading is still unavailable in this device. In order to solve this, we try to store the data in the micro SD, and then we try to make the graph and then compare to the oscilloscope reading, and the result is the same like I mentioned before. The system is still a prototype data logger with a basic PC or Android visualizations and on board display. Long-term robustness and large-scale classroom deployment have not been yet assessed. So this is the conclusions. A low-cost ESP32-based data acquisition logging for the automotive engine sensor was successfully designed. The system can capture and visualize dynamic waveforms, and the prototype provides a multi-channel, time-step, education-oriented. This is the most important thing in the education-oriented instrumentation platform. FutureWorks. This is our FutureWorks. The first, we try to implement interrupt or time-based acquisition for CKP or CMP. Improve handling of voltage dynamic signals. Develop more robust real-time interfaces, extend validations to different engines, load conditions, and transients operation scenarios. I think that's all for our research topic. Thank you for your attention and see you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.